Brunswick, Maryland. Brunswick is a city in southwestern Frederick County, Maryland, United States. The city is located on the north bank of the Potomac River. Loudoun County, Virginia occupies the opposite shore. The population was 5,870 at the 2010 census. Brunswick is home to 3 schools: Brunswick Elementary School, Brunswick Middle School, and Brunswick High School. The area now known as Brunswick was originally home to the Susquehanna Indians. In 1728 the first settlement was built, and the region became known as Eel Town, because the natives would fish for eel in the Potomac River. A grant to the land was then given to John Hawkins by George II of Great Britain on August 10, 1753. The grant had the name Hawkins Mary Peapode. The land was sold and Leonard Smith platted it in 1787 with the name of Berlin, as many Germans settled in the area. The name Berlin, however, could not be used for mail as there was already a Berlin on the eastern shore of Maryland, so the post office changed the name to Berry. The town continued to grow and was incorporated April 18, 1890 with the name Brunswick. Established along the now defunct Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, the city became a hub for the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, which built a 6-mile-long rail yard along the Potomac from 1891 to 1912, boosting the population to over 5,000, and making Brunswick virtually a company town. The railroad reduced its yard operations in the 1950s. Today Brunswick is home to a commuter rail station serving Washington, D.C. It is home of the Brunswick Heritage Museum, which interprets the history of the city, and is home of a large model railroad showing why the city's location was important to the railroad. The largest citywide event is Railroad Days on the first weekend in October, a festival celebrating the city's heritage. Another major annual event is the Veterans Day Parade, which has taken place each year since 1932. Other events year-round include the Wine and Chocolate Walk in September, Farmers Market, Arts in the Parks, Little League Opening Day, and other city and museum events. The city markets its historic downtown and its access to recreational activities on the C&O Canal and Potomac River. The city's history is preserved in the Brunswick Heritage Museum, established in 1974. The historic commercial district of the city along Potomac Street features a bike shop, antique stores, restaurants, a brewpub, a yoga studio, a martial arts studio, a bakery, barbecue carry-out, and a sporting goods store. There are live music performances many nights of the week at Beans in the Belfry, a cafe located in the restored former First Evangelical and Reformed Church. Brunswick is at 39 degrees 1850 and 77 degrees 3736 W, 39.31389 degrees north, 77.62667 degrees west, 39.31389, minus 77.62667. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 3.71 square miles, of which 3.27 square miles is land and 0.44 square miles is water. As of the census of 2010, there were 5,870 people, 2,155 households, and 1,515 families residing in the city. The population density was 1,795.1 inhabitants per square mile. There were 2,330 housing units at an average density of 712.5 per square mile. The racial makeup was 86.3% white, 7.5% African American, 0.2% Native American, 1.7% Asian, 1.2% from other races, and 3.2% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 4.9% of the population. There were 2,155 households, of which 38.5% had children under the age of 18 living with him, 51.6% were married couples living together, 13.7% had a female householder with no husband present, 5.0% had a male householder with no wife present, and 29.7% were non-families. 23.2% of all households were made up of individuals, and 8.8% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.72 and the average family size was 3.22. The median age in the city was 36.9 years. 27.1% of residents were under the age of 18, 7.9% were between the ages of 18 and 24, 28% were from 25 to 44, 27.3% were from 45 to 64, and 9.8% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup was 49.1% male and 50.9% female. As of the census of 2000, there were 4,894 people, 1,866 households, and 1,306 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,324.3 people per square mile. There were 1,957 housing units at an average density of 929.4 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 92.09% white, 5.31% African American, 0.25% Native American, 0.45% Asian, 0.04% Pacific Islander, 0.18% from other races, and 1.68% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 0.96% of the population. There were 1,866 households, out of which 36.3% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 50.4% were married couples living together, 14.4% had a female householder with no husband present, and 30.0% were non-families. 23.7% of all households were made up of individuals, and 10.6% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.62 and the average family size was 3.11. In the city, the population was spread out with 27.3% under the age of 18, 8.4% from 18 to 24, 33.1% from 25 to 44, 20.2% from 45 to 64, and 11.0% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 35 years. For every 100 females, there were 93.2 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 89.5 males. The median income for a household in the city was $46,513, and the median income for a family was $53,232. Males had a median income of $36,304 versus $25,017 for females. The per capita income was $20,685. About 2.5% of families and 3.7% of the population were below the poverty line, including 4.8% of those under age 18 and 3.5% of those age 65 or over.